Hi guys, so we're gonna go ahead and get started with our vegan Masghati here, our delicious Persian traditional delicacy dessert. So first things first, we want 3 ingredients in this bowl. So here we have our wheat starch and our vegan sugar. We're using organic cane sugar just to make sure that it is vegan. So our wheat starch looks like this. It comes in this packaging. This is from Sadaf, and you can get this at any Middle Eastern grocery store. So the third thing we're gonna do is we're gonna add in cold water, and you wanna make sure that this is cold so that it won't get lumpy. And I'm just gonna add the rest of the water really quick. Okay, so now that we've added the rest of our water, we're just gonna go ahead and stir this up. And at first it's gonna seem like obviously there are these huge chunks of starch, and you wanna make sure that you do use wheat starch, but if you really can't find it, you can try using cornstarch instead. So you just wanna keep mixing it, and at first it's gonna be really lumpy, but you'll notice that it'll start mixing relatively well, actually, surprisingly well. So you're just gonna do this for a couple of minutes, and the sugar will also dissolve, which really helps. Okay, so that only took like literally 2 minutes, and it's perfectly dissolved now, including the sugar as well. And I also wanna mention that the sugar is up to you how much you wanna use, if you want this to be sweeter or have less sweetness to it. And we're gonna go ahead and get that on the stove now. All right, so now that it's in our pot, we have this on a low heat, and you're just gonna stir this constantly. And make sure you're kind of scraping the bottom of the pot. Okay, so after about 7 or 8 minutes, you'll notice that this starts happening, and that's totally normal. It just means that it's transitioning from its liquid uncooked state to more of a thicker, more translucent color because the wheat starch is cooking. All right, and it starts happening really fast now. So it is almost done actually. We're just gonna add the rest of our ingredients in here. All right, so you wanna make sure to do this really fast. We're throwing in our vegan butter here. I'm using Miyoko's cultured vegan butter. It tastes really delicious in this recipe. And you wanna make sure that you have these ingredients on hand so that you don't have to go grab them, because this part happens really quickly. Okay, so I'm gonna be putting some cardamom. We're using cardamom powder. You can use the cardamom pods and grind them up if you want to. Okay, and this is pretty much almost ready. All right, and the very last thing we're gonna add is some rose water. Okay, so this is pretty much done. I'm gonna turn this off, and we're gonna pour it into our dish. And this is the rose water that we use, by the way. Okay, so we're gonna pour this into a greased pan of any kind of pan you like. This is 9 inches, by the way. It's a pie pan. And the reason we grease this with a little bit of oil or a little bit more vegan butter is so that it comes out really easily when you cut it up and you want to remove it from your dish. I do this with one hand. Okay, and then you just want to, it's really thick, and it's going to want to start thickening up very fast because the dish is kind of cold. So just shape it how you want and try to get it flat on top. Okay, so this just needs 10 minutes on the counter, and then you can put it in the fridge and let it set for a couple hours at least, or overnight, and then we can cut into it. Hi guys, so we're finished with our Masghati here. So after we left this in the fridge, it just needs a couple hours like I was saying. Make sure that you cover it with saran wrap so that the top of the vegan masghati doesn't get like cracks and things, so make sure you cover it. And then just cut it into any shape you want. As you can see, they're all different sizes here. You can do diamond or rectangle, or square, whatever you like, or you can serve it out of the dish if you want. Then you can either have it plain, or you can add some different things on top. So here we have some pistachios, some slivered pistachios. In the middle we have some slivered almonds, and on the right here we have some ground up walnuts that we put on top. It's delicious with all of them, so it's up to you what you want. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and give this a taste, and that way you guys can see what it looks like too. Wow, that's so good. Okay, so hopefully you can see how it looks. And it definitely holds its shape. It's not super firm, but it has a little bit of a softness to it and quite a firmness to it, and it's a really silky, smooth, delicious texture. And here's how thick it is, by the way. If you don't want them to be as thick, you can put it in like a larger dish. I hope you guys enjoy this. Please give this recipe a try. It's super easy to make, and it's really delicious. Thank you. Bye, guys.